Tonight's news: Philippine Navy reports largest Chinese ship presence in West Philippine Sea. House panel slashes Vice President Sara Duterte's office budget by 1.29 billion pesos. Mount Kanlaon seismic activity raises alert level. Meralco raises electricity rates again for September. Typhoon Bebinca expected to enter the Philippine Area of Responsibility. Human trafficking victims escape, shed lights on backdoor routes. Asia Development Bank lauds Philippines for economic reforms. COMELEC starts hardware tests for 2025 falls. The Philippine Senate is fast-tracking a bill aimed at banning Philippine offshore gaming operators, or POGO. Good evening, I'm Ed Abalos and this is the Filipinas Update, bringing you the weekend news from the Philippines. Philippine Navy reports largest Chinese ship presence in West Philippine Sea. Tensions to continue to escalate in the West Philippine Sea as the Philippine Navy has reported the largest concentration of Chinese vessels in recent history, raising concerns over the nation's territorial sovereignty and the potential for further conflict. According to military sources, over 50 Chinese vessels, including warships and maritime militia boats, were spotted within the Philippines' economic exclusive zone over the past week. The flotilla is concentrated around the contested areas of the Spratly Islands and the Scarborough Shoal, known locally as Panatag Shoal, which both Manila and Beijing claim as part of their respective territories. A senior official from the Armed Forces of the Philippines described the situation as the largest and the most alarming deployment of Chinese ships in the area to date. This aggressive maneuver by China threatens our maritime sovereignty and poses a direct challenge to the international law governing the seas, the official said, referring to the United Nations Conventions on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, which grants the Philippines right to resources within its 200 nautical miles economic zone. In response to the growing presence of Chinese vessels, the Philippine Navy has increased its patrols, asserting its commitment to safeguard the country's maritime borders. Several diplomatic protests have also been filed by the Department of Foreign Affairs with Beijing over the incursion. House panel slashes Vice President Sara Duterte's office budget by 1.29 billion pesos. The House of Representatives Appropriations Panel has cut the budget of the Office of the Vice President by 1.29 billion pesos amid intense scrutiny over its spending. The significant reduction follows concerns raised by the lawmakers regarding the office's use of confidential funds. The budget cut reduces the OVP's proposed allocation for 2024, which initially included controversial appropriations for confidential and intelligence expenses. Vice President Sara Duterte, who also serves as Education Secretary, has defended the proposed budget, stating that it is necessary for the office operations and programs. However, critics argue that the OVP's use of confidential funds lacks transparency, promoting the decision to slash its allocation. Duterte's office now faces adjustment to its plan and program for the upcoming fiscal year. The issue has sparked debates on government spending, with many questioning the inclusion of intelligence funds in non-security related agencies.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
Philippine TV Network, the heartbeat of Filipino-American culture in the United States. It is the only channel that brings you closer to home, celebrating the rich heritage and traditions of the Philippines. Available on free TV without any subscription and on digital platforms like Roku, Amazon Fire TV, WCE TV apps, Facebook, and YouTube. Wherever you are, whatever you do, stay connected to your Filipino heritage with Phil-Am TV Network. Phil-Am TV Network Inc. the only Filipino-American channel always within reach.
Don't waste your money on CBD. Now hold on, don't turn the video off. If you're already taking CBD, good for you. You're on a good path, but there's a much better way. If you're thinking, should I try CBD? Let me answer a couple of questions that might help you make the decision to even try a CBD product. First of all, let's answer the question, what is CBD and where does it come from? CBD is cannabidiol. It's called a cannabinoid, and it's found naturally in many different plants. In fact, as you see here in the Cannabicae family, there's hops, sandalwood, hackberry, of course, hemp, even marijuana, but we're not talking here about marijuana. In fact, we're going to be talking about hemp. As I started to mention, CBD can be found in hemp, in rather high levels, as a matter of fact. But here's the problem. CBD is not the only cannabinoid you can find in hemp. Hemp contains over 100 different cannabinoids. In fact, in the Cannabicae family, hemp contains the highest level of cannabinoids of any plant, which is why it's the most popular source for CBD. But as I mentioned, CBD is only one of the cannabinoids that you can find in hemp. Hemp contains high levels also of CBC, CBG, and CBN. So why would we want CBC, CBD, CBG, and CBN? Well, as we look at the benefits here from CBD alone, you can see these benefits are great. I mean, who wouldn't want these benefits, right? But let's look at the benefits you can get from CBC. You see, they compound with CBD and offer yet even more. But then let's also now look at CBG. CBG has even more benefits. So naturally, anybody looking for the maximum benefit you can derive from hemp would want CBC, CBG, and CBD. But don't stop there. CBN also has fantastic benefits. So if you're looking for a great hemp product and you're contemplating trying a CBD product, don't just buy CBD. And please, don't buy that cheap gas station grocery store stuff. It's just that, cheap, and it won't benefit you at all. But if you can get a high grade, medical grade in fact, hemp product that contains CBC, CBD, CBG, and CBN, now you are unleashing the full power of your body that can only happen if you have all four of these cannabinoids in your body. If you're taking CBD, you're getting roughly 1/4 of the benefit that hemp can give you. Well, fourth is better than nothing, I suppose, but when you want 100% of all the benefits that hemp can give you, that is what happens if you take CBD with CBC, CBG, and CBN. So now you're probably asking, well, where on earth do I get all four of those? The problem now is solved. CBX4 contains high levels, not trace levels, and this is very important, contains high levels of all four of these cannabinoids, which means every benefit we listed up until now is available to you naturally in CBX4 and only in CBX4.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
Mount Kanlaon seismic activity raises alert level. Authorities have raised the alert level of Mount Kanlaon following increased seismic activity, signaling heightened concerns over a possible eruption. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOLCS, has elevated the volcano's alerted status to the level 2, indicating moderate unrest. Over the past days, a series of volcanic earthquakes and gas emission to have been detected at the volcano, prompting PHIVOLCS to warn residents and local governments to remain vigilant. Entry into the 4-kilometer permanent danger zone has been strictly prohibited as a precautionary measure. Mount Kanlaon, one of the most active volcanoes in the Philippines, last erupted in 2016. While no immediate evacuation orders have been issued, authorities are closely monitoring the situation for any signs of escalation. Meralco raises electricity rates again for September. Consumers are bracing for higher electricity bills this September as the Manila Electric Company, or Meralco, announced another increase in power rates, citing higher transmission charges as the primary driver. According to Meralco, the rate adjustments amounts to 0.50 cents per kilowatt hour, bringing the overall rate of 11.50 pesos per the kilowatt hour for residential consumers. The hike means that the household consuming an average of 200 kilowatts per hour per month can expect an increase of around 100 pesos in their monthly bill. Power distributor attributed to increase to higher transmission and ancillary service charges, which make up a significant portion of the total electricity cost. These charges were driven by the rising demand for power and maintenance activities on the transmission grid. In response to the hike, consumer groups have expressed frustrations over the recurring rate increases, with some calling for government intervention to mitigate the impact on households already struggling with inflation and rising commodity prices. Meralco has assured consumers that it is exploring ways to minimize the impact of future rate adjustment and is coordinating with government agencies to address the ongoing issues in the energy sector. Typhoon Bebinca expected to enter Philippine Area of Responsibility. PAGASA warns of heavy rains and strong winds. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, or PAGASA, has announced that Typhoon Bebinca is expected to enter the Philippine Area of Responsibility within the next 24 to 48 hours. Currently classified as a tropical storm, Bebinca is forecast to intensify into a typhoon as it moves across the western Pacific, bringing potential heavy rains, strong winds, and rough seas to parts of the country. PAGASA officials are closely tracking the storm's trajectory and have advised residents in the northern and central Luzon, as well as coastal areas, to prepare for possible impacts, including the flash floods, landslides, and storm surges. Authorities have urged the public to stay informed through official weather bulletins and advisories in the coming days. As Bebinca approaches the country's disaster preparedness, teams are on high alert to ensure safety and minimize damage. Further updates will be released as the storm progresses and local governments are urged to activate precautionary measures.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
PhilAm TV. For PhilAms, by PhilAms, on Free TV. The only channel available on Free TV without any subscription, also available on digital platforms such as Roku, Amazon Fire TV, WCE TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Wherever you are, stay connected to your roots with PhilAm TV. Visit our website, www.philamtv.us.
Human trafficking victims' escape uncovers illegal backdoor routes in the Philippines. An escape by a human trafficking victim has brought to light the use of a backdoor routes of smuggling people out of the Philippines. According to authorities, the victim who managed to flee from a trafficking ring provided vital information that exposed a network of illegal passageways used by traffickers to transport victims, often through remote coastal areas and unofficial exits. The revelation has prompted law enforcement agencies to intensify efforts to crack down on these syndicates and disrupt the illicit operations along these hidden routes. Authorities are now coordinating with local officials to strengthen in the vulnerable region, particularly in southern borders areas where traffickers exploit the lack of strict monitoring. The escape highlights the persistent problems of human trafficking in the country where individuals, especially women and children, are at risk of exploitation. The government agencies have urged the public to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activities related to trafficking, while ongoing investigations aim to dismantle the broader networks responsible for such crimes.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
We are the Philippines. We are land and sea. We are 7,107 islands. We are island people in a vast archipelago divided by the last ice age. We are one nation, yet a diverse people. We think in different ways. We speak in many voices. We dream in many worlds. We live many lives, all alluring, for we are naturally beautiful. We are tropical, we are warm, of heart, of greeting, of climate. We are mountainous, we are volcanic, we have volcanoes within volcanoes, and the most perfect cone. We are wet all around, we are wet underground. And when the typhoons blow, we are wet all over. Never far from a waterfall, never distant from a beach. Everywhere our soothing waters beckon. We are lush, we are fertile, we are prolific, multifarious, biologically diverse, 10 times more, so they say, than the Galapagos itself. We have the smallest primate, the smallest carabao, the smallest fish. We have the largest fruit, the largest flower, the largest raptor, the majestic Philippine eagle, and other rare finds. The dugong, the cloud rat, grass owls, civet cats that deliver a wild flavored coffee, hundreds of species of birds and insects, thousands of species of fish and shells, and there, gleaming in the center of the Sulu Sea, the Tubataha Reef, a World Heritage Site, only one of many others in these sun-kissed islands. And here we are, its people, the Filipinos. Who love to eat, who love to drink, who love to do nothing, who love to be ourselves. We sing a lot. We dance a lot. We talk a lot. We love a lot. We love a good laugh, and we do laugh a good lot. We laugh at each other, we laugh at ourselves. We celebrate life with raised glass, on bended knee, with innocence, with passion, with grace. We are 7,107 islands. Incredible, irresistible, unforgettable. We are the Philippines.
Asia Development Bank lauds Philippines for economic reforms. President Marcos highlights key support. The Asia Development Bank has commended the Philippines for its significant economic reforms, which have contributed to the country's resilience and growth during a recent forum. ADB officials praised the government's effort to implement impactful changes in areas such as infrastructure, digitalization, and regulatory framework, which have helped stimulate the economy and attract investments. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. acknowledged ADB's crucial support in driving these reforms, noting that the bank's assistance has been instrumental in advancing the country's development agenda. He highlighted key initiatives including improved public transport systems, expanded social protection programs, and enhanced digital infrastructure, which have strengthened the economy amid global changes. COMELEC begins hardware testing for 2025 midterm elections. The Commission on Elections has officially commenced the testing of voting equipment and preparation for the 2025 midterm elections. The hardware test aims to ensure that all voting machines and systems are functioning efficiently and securely before the elections next year. According to COMELEC, the test will cover the key aspects of the voting process of including accuracy, security, and reliability of the machines. The early testing is part of the Commission's effort to avoid technical issues and ensure a smooth election. The Philippine Senate is fast-tracking a bill aimed at banning Philippine offshore gaming operators, or POGO, following growing concerns over their impact on the country's economy and security. Several lawmakers have pushed for the immediate passage of the bill, citing links between POGOs and rising crime rates, including money laundering, human trafficking, and illegal employment. Senator Grace Poe, one of the primary proponents of the bill, emphasized the need to prioritize the safety and welfare of Filipinos over the perceived economic benefits from POGOs. The social costs outweigh the revenue generated by these operations. It's time to take decisive actions, she said during Senate sessions. The proposed legislation seeks to permanently prohibit POGO activities in the country and dismantle any existing operations. The Senate's move follows a series of public hearings where law enforcement officials and financial experts raised concerns about POGO negative impact. While some industry groups argue that POGOs contribute to the government's revenue, the Senate remains firm on addressing the broader social issues tied to the industry. The bill is expected to progress quickly through legislative channels with a final vote anticipated before the year ends. And that was our news for this week. For more news and updates, follow us at our social media platforms. I'm Ed Abalos and this is the Pilipinas Update here at PhilAm TV Network. Thank you and have a great weekend.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
PhilAm TV Network, the heartbeat of Filipino-American culture in the United States. It is the only channel that brings you closer to home, celebrating the rich heritage and traditions of the Philippines. Available on free TV without any subscription and on digital platforms like Roku, Amazon Fire TV, WCE TV apps, Facebook, and YouTube. Wherever you are, whatever you do, stay connected to your Filipino heritage with PhilAm TV Network. PhilAm TV Network Inc., the only Filipino-American channel always within reach.